welcome to Art Weekly. I thought I'd start in the house this week and with something I've been working on the easel. If you've been following, you will remember I had the bones of this down. I worked it from the window, a geranium. I've really enjoyed working on that this morning, so I don't think I've got too many more pieces left on here. I've got that one. So it's quite nice having a little batch of work, if you like. The paperwork on the easel is a delight. And oh gosh, however hard I try to get off of the kitchen table, I'm on it. And I thought I'd just show you. Last week I talked about working on those 4 paintings and they've gone in a slightly different direction. I remembered how much I like orange, so I've put some orange in here. What have I got on there? That's something that I just found and started working on. Let me show you. I love these. I've got another one of these somewhere upstairs I came across the other day, and they're really good for all your bits and pieces, paperwork. So I've got plenty of material. I'm down on the floor because I thought I'd show you these. These have wheels. They don't run very well on rugs, but they've got wheels, they've got lids. If you can get them under your sofa, they're so useful. You know, it's just another good place for storage. So I've got three under here. And what I'm looking for this morning, I can't remember if I've got a spare concertina, because I woke up thinking about the Longmeadow paintings that I worked on and showed you last week. I'm so pleased with how they're going. I feel like now working alongside those canvases with some long paper. So this is an old one. I'm sure I've got a new one in there somewhere. This is an oldie, but what I'm thinking, if today, I'll go up to the cabin in a minute and put down some strips of colour, really the colours, meadow colours, any colours that you might like to see in the long meadow, and blocks of colour, stripes of colour. Let that dry with the intention that obviously I'm going to wash over with a nice application of another colour to be able to cut through to give me that meadow scene. Bingo. I was sure I had one. So a nice concertina that I can. If you don't have a concertina, it doesn't matter, because you could make one with a sheet of paper. I've done that several times. Oh my word! And do you remember this? This is so precious. I tucked it away, this baby concertina, because I don't want to wreck it. And that might be perfect. That might be just the thing for a long meadow landscape. So I'm going to get it out. I'm going to do it. and if I do it, whatever happens, I can quite happily, quite easily go and get myself another one. So I don't need to be precious about it. Maureen, hi Maureen, if you're watching. Maureen is a viewer who came to the exhibition, a lovely, lovely lady. And she was saying how she's got so many lovely sketchbooks squirreled up and not used. I think we all do it. Because there's just something about untouched paper, pristine. There's something about it. But once you get going, so I'm going to challenge myself to get going and to use that today. So I've spread the concertinas out. I'm going to tuck that end under. I've bought up, or I've got out, a bit of masking tape, and I thought it might be quite good to try a few different approaches to laying the paint down. So I'm thinking if I want just a thin band of one colour, I can reuse these strips and I can get that colour going. The first paint I've picked up, orange. I'm having a bit of an orange moment. I'm just going to go straight down. So I've run over a bit on that lower. I don't mind that actually. I might go with that. I want to keep going as far as I can. Actually, that might be a good idea. I'll let the paint run as far as it will. While that's drying, I'll run down. There's a smaller colour shaper in the wash. So the masking tape is actually lifting a little bit of paper. I'm not quite sure why that's happening. That definitely doesn't usually happen, but that again makes really nice collage material. Got this skinny one. Okay, hopefully you can see all of it. It's very bright and quite random. At this stage I think I'll just let that dry now, and then my intention is to cover the whole lot in order that when I then cut into it I will reveal some of the colour. And definitely if you're worried about beginning a sketchbook, covering most of it is no bad thing, because there's no going back now. I can only go forwards, and that's just good fun. So I'll let that dry. While that's drying, I'll turn the camera and just show you where I am with the bird painting. So I went in here. I quite liked, in the end I decided I like the feeling of a rolling hill, and just tuned up a little bit with some orange. So it's nothing overly dramatic, but I do feel that it's a bit more lively. I'll keep looking, keep thinking on that, but probably I won't do too much more. I've got the two landscapes that I'll put on the table now and and continue to work up a little bit more on those. I think I'm going to put a yellow. I've got a process yellow, and I'm going to pull over a whole lot. Glazing. And I'll consider this as stage one. Well, you know when you feel like you've taken a step forward and about 3 back, I kind of felt like I was just going round and round, finding it, losing it, finding it and losing it again with this yesterday. So I'll leave it here just to sit. I need to just let them settle, I think. Go slowly. I can't quite get what I want, but it will come. I'm excited this morning for round two on the concertina. And it will come as no surprise. I'm thinking, I want to put green. It's got to be green. I think I'll mix a green and to go over, and then use a tool to pull through and highlight some of the colour underneath. I've got choices. I could now go and put more colour down to really build up, or I could go in with an opaque covering of paint, not a glaze, and then pull through. My instinct is I'll put an opaque colour down in an area, pull through and just see what effect that might give me. This is process yellow, and I think that's a sky blue. I didn't mix quite enough. And you'll notice I'm not fussed about mixing it. You know, I don't mind. You can see some of the blue here. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't mind that. I want to get the application quite... It's got to be generous. It's got to be buttery. So it does require quite a bit of paint. We could let it dry a little bit, or we can pull through wet, and you can see I can't remember what I placed where, so it's quite exciting that some of that pink is coming through. I'm just being very haphazard. Something wider.
So already my feeling is there's not enough colour underneath, and it probably was a mistake to put the glaze on. However, it's all giving me something to think about, something to work on. I'm going to cover that area back over, something wider still. If you don't like it, put the paint back down. I'm tempted again to fold over. You get that kind of gloopy imprint if the paint is at the right point. And if you don't want it, you can smooth that back out. So some and some. I decided to go in with the white. Good fun here then. It's like a story, a tale of two halves. This lovely boldness is informing me on these pieces that I've worked on. I will probably keep a bit of that, but definitely not all of it. It's too samey. So I want to now, when that's dry, I'll reference this section and go back in with some bigger, bolder shapes, I think. But I've got the sense of meadow. I've got the sense of that sort of uniformity of lines in the grass, if you like. Taking elements of that here, then see what that might tell me about moving further down the concertina. The beauty of the concertina is that you've just got so much to play with. You've got so much paper to explore ideas. And if you take your time, if you go slowly, you can see, definitely there are things in here that I find appealing. So it's good fun. It's a really, really good experiment. While waiting for this to dry, and I've started to I couldn't resist to start putting a few things in. I did a little bit more on here. I did a little bit more with black acrylic ink, and I managed to put half a bottle all over the floor. So that has taken quite a while to clear up. And if only I'd have had the presence of thought to get a piece of paper, of watercolour paper, I could have absorbed up and had some lovely black ink. But I didn't. I just panicked and thought, oh my God, mop it up. So next time I spill half a bottle of ink on the floor, I'll grab some watercolour paper and have and get something from it rather than wasting it. Oh, never mind. I'm going to go and wash up. I found this in one of the home stores. Quite useful, I thought, for mixing. I'm rather pleased. I'm rather pleased with this, I have to say. I think it warrants a frame now. The joy of the day was just getting a little bit more down on here. The disaster was the ink on the floor, but that's the way it goes. Right, lunchtime. Hi everyone. This week is just running away, it's flying by. Where do the days go? I had a busy day today, in and out, but this morning I did manage to do a little bit more on the first 2 pages. I have to say, I love this. I love this little concertina. It's so natty, it just wants to be carried around. I think it's a good place to actually mention that there are people out there that can put down a piece of art in one go, and I just think that's amazing. But I can't do that. It takes me lots of layers and lots of paint to get to where I want to be. And this concertina is a great thing for not overworking. So if you have a tendency to overwork, and I do, it enables you to let that section dry and move into the rest of the book. So I think these things are just fantastic. They've got nice weight of paper. It will take quite a lot of paint, quite a lot of scratching through. It's a no-brainer. They're just brilliant, I think, for seeing how work can develop. And as I said yesterday, for letting different areas inform where you are. Seeing your progress along the way, maybe that's a way of describing it. So I'm excited to see what might come down next. My first feeling is to put in a little bit of, oh, that is, I thought glasses would be really useful, wouldn't they? Oh, they're on my head. The glasses that are on my head. So I've got these areas here. You'll notice I put some solid. I felt like I needed something solid in order to outline, but these are just very uninspiring at the moment. Have a lovely creative week, everyone.
I intend to keep going with the concertina. I'll show you next week where I've got to and anything else that I get distracted by, as usual. So thank you for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting. I will see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.